Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we will dive deep into that terrifying voice-modulated phone call Melissa Dillon just received at Forrester Creations and break down exactly why I think either a dead Luna Nozawa or a completely unhinged Sheila Carter is behind this sick game. I cannot breathe. I am literally sitting here typing this up at 2 a.m. because I just finished watching the latest episode of The Bold and the Beautiful and my mind is absolutely racing. I need to get this out of my system right now before I explode, because the writers are finally giving us something juicy just in time for May sweeps. If you've been watching this week, you know exactly what scene I am talking about. But before we even get into the terrifying stalker situation, can we just take a minute to process everything else that is happening right now? Because this whole Ivy Forrester, Will Spencer, Electra Forrester, and RJ Forrester quad is finally, thankfully, mercifully wrapping up. I have been watching since 2015, and this Ivy storyline has to be one of the most frustrating things they have ever done. I mean, stealing a letter. Tossing the WE necklace in the trash to make Electra think Will abandon her. It is giving high school mean girl, not high fashion executive. I am so glad Daphne Rose finally grew a backbone and told Electra the truth. And the fact that Ivy has zero regrets and told Electra she would do it all over again, insane. I am so ready for Ivy to be shipped off to a mental health facility or whatever exit they have planned for her. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I am just so worked up about Ivy that my blood pressure is spiking. Okay, back to the point. The real point of this video. Melissa Dillon. Sweet, innocent, collateral damage Melissa Dillon. This poor girl has been put through the ringer lately. She just got her first paycheck from Forrester Creations. And what happens? Electra basically uses it as an excuse to demand that Dillon move out of Will's beach house. And because Dillon is a literal angel who values friendship over romance, she actually packs up and leaves. She tells Will she feels like she did Electra wrong and just moves out immediately. I was screaming at my screen, Dillon, stand your ground. But no, she leaves, hoping Will and Electra can work things out. So Dillon is trying to focus on her new career. She is sitting alone in the design office at Forrester Creations. It is the middle of her workday, the lighting is kind of dim, the mood is quiet, and then her phone rings. And guys, I got chills. Actual chills. She answers the phone, probably expecting it to be RJ manipulating her again or Will checking in, but no. It is a disguised voice. A creepy, distorted, robotic-sounding voice modulator. The kind of voice that immediately makes your stomach drop to the floor. It sounded male, but honestly, with those high-tech scramblers, it could easily be a woman trying to sound like a man. And the voice just says, "It's me. We have some unfinished business." I screamed. I literally threw my hands up and screamed. Dillon's face completely fell. She looked completely freaked out. And honestly, who wouldn't be? You are sitting at work, minding your own business, trying to get over a massive heartbreak, and suddenly you are in a horror movie. So the big question that is keeping me awake right now is WHO is stalking Dylan. Is it somebody currently on the canvas who's just messing with her? Or is it a ghost from her past coming back for revenge? Because this definitely sounds like big trouble is heading her way. Possibly some sort of fatal danger. Let's break down the theories because I have opinions. Theory number one, and the one that is living rent-free in my head right now, Luna Nozawa. Yes, I said it. I know some people are going to roll their eyes and say, but Luna is dead. Brad Bell said she is really dead this time. To those people I ask, have you ever watched a soap opera before? Do you not know how this genre works? I don't believe Brad Bell as far as I could toss him. And I guarantee I couldn't toss him more than about 6 inches. We have been lied to so many times about character deaths that I have trust issues. Remember when Liam Spencer shot Luna, everyone was crying, we thought it was over. She was presumed dead. And then what happened? Her grandmother, Lee Finnegan, literally faked her death and snuck her out of the hospital. Luna came back from the dead once already, so of course she can come back again. It is a soap. Death is just a temporary vacation in Los Angeles. And Luna is the very first person I thought of when I heard that creepy voice. Because it would make perfect sense for Luna to be tormenting Dillon. Let's rewind to that fatal car crash. Dillon hit Luna with her car, supposedly ran her over and killed her. I will say this right now. I thought her death was incredibly dodgy at the time. Am I the only one who felt like the whole setup was weird? Dillon had absolutely no reason to even be on that side of town that night. None. And Dillon is a sweetie with a soft spot for people. She didn't hate Luna like half the other characters on this show did. It was framed as an accident, but was it? And more importantly, we never saw a body. We never saw Luna being zipped into a body bag. If there is no body bag, there is no death. That is the golden rule of daytime television. So I can completely see Luna coming back from the not so dead and manipulating Dillon. I can see her chewing Dillon out, terrorizing her for running her over and leaving her for dead on the side of the road. Even if it was just an accident, Luna is not exactly known for her rational thinking. There's a massive chance there was some sort of fake out with the crash. If so, I really don't feel like Dylan was involved in the cover-up because she has been genuinely traumatized. But I could absolutely see Luna hiding in the shadows, wanting to punish Dylan. And because the person on the phone is using a voice modifier, I tend to think Dylan wasn't expecting this call at all. She doesn't recognize the cadence if it really is Luna that is going to be the biggest blindside of the year. But wait, there's another layer to the Luna theory that makes it even more convincing. Will Spencer. Let's not forget that Luna was completely, entirely, unhealthily obsessed with Will. She thought Will belonged to her. She was possessive, she was crazy, and she would do anything to keep other women away from him. And what has Dylan been doing for the past few months? Living in Will's beach house, sleeping in the spare room, growing close to him, sharing intimate moments. It would be wild if Luna has been secretly alive this whole time, spying on them from the bushes. Imagine Luna watching Dylan move in on her, man. That would be the ultimate trigger. That would be another massive reason for Luna to torment Dylan from beyond the grave. Because in Luna's twisted, obsessive mind, Will is hers. And Dylan crossed the line by moving into that beach house. Luna could be going after Dylan not just for the car accident, but for trying to steal Will. That is classic soap opera motivation right there. But okay, let's play devil's advocate. Let's say Brad Bell is actually telling the truth for once in his life, and Luna really is dead. Who else could it be? Theory number 2, Sheila Carter. I know. Sheila claims she has changed. Sheila claims she is a reformed woman. But guys, come on. It is Sheila Carter. The woman is a menace to society, and she always will be. Let's look at Sheila's current situation. She just got dumped by Deacon Sharp. Deacon, the man she loved, the man she thought she was going to spend the rest of her life with, just publicly left her for Taylor Hayes. And not just for a fling, Deacon actually confessed that he is in love with Taylor. They have a real love story. And how did Sheila react? Well, she cornered Taylor in her office and waved a freaking pizza cutter at her. She was in a blind rage, knocking things off Taylor's desk, terrifying the life out of her. I mean, the visual of Sheila Carter threatening a world-renowned psychiatrist with a pizza cutter is peak B&B camp, and I am here for it. But then miraculously, Sheila backed down. She told Deacon she accepted his decision. She promised she wouldn't hurt anyone physically because she doesn't want to go back to prison. And everyone in the Forrester family, except maybe Finn, is terrified that she is going to snap. Steffi's practically hyperventilating at the Cliff House, demanding extra security. And sure, it seemed like Sheila was going to gracefully walk away from the wreckage of her marriage, but then we saw her lurking. We saw her spying on Deacon and Taylor at Il Giardino, and she had this absolutely wicked, chilling smile on her face. So, I do not think Sheila is necessarily all there right now. She is bottling up a massive amount of rage and betrayal. We all know the old Sheila would have just shot Taylor immediately, or poisoned her, or pushed her off a balcony. But just because Sheila is not homicidal yet, or because she is reining it in to stay out of jail, doesn't mean she isn't going to bide her time. She is waiting to see if Taylor and Deacon even last. And in the meantime, Sheila needs a hobby. She needs an outlet for her crazy. She needs a new project to keep herself entertained so she doesn't go axe murder Taylor. Enter Melissa Dulan. Why would Sheila target Dylan Simple? Luna Nozawa. Luna was one of the very few people that Sheila actually had in her life. Sheila has no one right now. She lost Deacon to Taylor. She had a casual, low-key friendship with Lee Finnegan, but it's not like they were exactly bowling buddies. And she lost Luna. Luna is gone. Sheila might be lashing out at Dylan, because Dylan took Luna from her. Dylan was driving the car that hit Luna. Sheila may think that Dylan hasn't paid enough for what she did. Sheila might want Dylan to suffer the way she is suffering. But if it is Sheila making those creepy phone calls, I don't think she is going to physically hurt Dylan. Like I said, she is trying to avoid prison. But psychological torture, driving someone insane with voice-modulated phone calls about unfinished business, that is right up Sheila's alley. I could totally see Sheila doing that, just as a psychological relief. She is transferring all her anger about Deacon and Taylor onto Dylan. Or maybe it's even darker than that. Maybe Sheila wants to corner Dylan and force her to talk about Luna's last moments. Maybe Sheila wants to know how the wreck happened. Did Luna die in pain? Did she suffer? Sheila's in a very weird, dark place right now. And torturing Dylan for details about Luna's death sounds exactly like the kind of twisted closure Sheila would seek out. I am telling you, the psychology of this is fascinating. Sheila is a wounded animal right now. And wounded animals lash out at the easiest target. Dylan is isolated. She just moved out of Will's house. She is vulnerable. She is the perfect victim for Sheila's mind games. Now I have to address the elephant in the room. I read the spoilers, I know what the rumor mill is saying. A lot of B&B spoilers are hinting that the mystery caller is actually Remy Price. I know some people are loving this idea, but personally, I hate it. I really, really hate it. The spoilers say that Remy has a hidden tie to someone on the canvas, and that Remy might be Dylan's half-brother or cousin who hasn't been in touch for a while. They are saying Remy is a prankster who uses voice scramblers just to mess with people for fun before catching up with them, and that Remy might want Dylan to put in a good word for a romantic reunion with Deke Sharp. Are you kidding me? A prank? We are heading into May sweeps. We do not want a prank. We want drama. We want danger. We want someone coming back from the dead or a psychotic villain seeking revenge. If they build up this creepy, ominous phone call with a voice modulator and it just turns out to be Dylan's goofy cousin Remy playing a joke, I am going to throw my television out the window. Remember when they tried this kind of bait and switch with the whole Who Shot Bill storyline? Building up all this suspense just for a lackluster reveal. Yeah, it didn't work then either. The fans want high stakes. And honestly, I think the Remy Price spoiler is a massive red herring. I think the writers are purposely leaking that to the soap magazines to throw us off the scent. They want us to think it's just a harmless family member, so that when Luna actually steps out of the shadows, or when Sheila actually corners Dylan in a dark alley, we are completely shocked. Because think about the phrasing, we have some unfinished business. That does not sound like a cousin wanting to catch up over coffee. That sounds like a threat. That sounds like someone who is wronged and is coming to collect a debt. And Dylan's reaction, she was weirded out, she was on edge. If it was just an inside joke with a family member, wouldn't she have rolled her eyes? Wouldn't she have recognized the specific type of prank? No, she looked terrified. So, I am sticking to my guns. It is either Luna Nozawa alive and seeking vengeance for the car crash and for Will, or it is Sheila Carter using Dylan as a punching bag to work through her Deacon-induced trauma. Wait, let me just think about this for a second. What if it's both? Okay, my brain is going a million miles an hour right now, but hear me out. What if Sheila found out that Luna is actually alive? What if Sheila is hiding Luna somewhere and they are teaming up to terrorize Dylan? I know that sounds like a massive stretch, but this is the bold and the beautiful. Crazier things have happened. Sheila and Luna forming an unholy alliance to destroy the people who wronged them. I would pay money to see that. But realistically, it's probably one or the other. And my money is leaning slightly toward Luna. The show has a copy and paste style sometimes, and bringing a young character back from the dead to cause chaos in a love quadrangle is their bread and butter. Plus, RJ is currently manipulating Dylan, telling her not to give up on Will, trying to keep Will distracted so RJ can have Elektra all to himself. If Luna comes back, she is going to blow that entire quadrangle to pieces. Will is going to be caught between Elektra begging for him back, Dylan being traumatized, and his presumed dead obsessive ex-girlfriend returning from the grave. That is the kind of messy soap drama I live for. And can we talk about RJ for a second? Because I am so frustrated with him right now. He is acting so entitled. He had that massive shoving match with Will in the Forrester showroom, and Will absolutely destroyed him by pointing out that RJ isn't even a real Forrester. He's a Maroney. I cheered. I literally cheered at my screen. RJ needed to be taken down a peg. And now RJ's in the design office, actively manipulating Dylan, telling her he blames Will for the breakup and urging her to keep pursuing Will. RJ doesn't care about Dylan's feelings. He just wants Will out of the way so he can swoop in on Elektra. RJ is becoming so manipulative, and I am honestly dreading watching him try to play the hero. But back to Dylan. What is she going to do next? She is living alone now. She doesn't have Will's protection at the beach house. She is isolated. If I were her, I would be running straight to the police, or at least running back to Will to tell him what happened. But knowing Dylan, she's going to try to handle it herself. She is going to keep it a secret. She is going to get more and more paranoid, and she's going to walk right into a trap. I am so scared for her, you guys. I know I complain about the writing sometimes, but when they get a thriller storyline, right, they really get it right. I am going to be glued to my screen for the next 3 weeks. What do you guys think? Am I totally off base here? Am I the only one who thinks Luna is still alive? Or do you think Sheila is just playing sick mind games? Please tell me I am not the only one who refuses to believe the Remy Price prank. Spoilers. Drop your thoughts below because I need to talk to people who actually understand my obsession with this show. I am going to try to get some sleep now, but let's be real. I am just going to be lying in bed analyzing voice modulators and missing body bags. I will see you guys in the next video when we hopefully get some actual answers.